Hello guys, welcome back to our anime moment. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Martial Universe Season 9 Part 13 based on novel. So let's start. A cold and vicious aura suddenly gushed out on Lin Dong's face. This drastic change in expression caused all the whispers in the surroundings to immediately die down, as everyone stared blankly at him. Around them, Ji Yu Yang and her group wore calm expressions, as they already knew about Lin Dong's character. Although he usually seemed gentle, underneath that gentleness was the face of an Asura. When this side of him surfaced, his opponent would definitely experience a tragedy. You? Ji Yu Ling was also shocked by Lin Dong's words, which did not give Mo Dao any face. Soon after, he frowned. He believed that this youth had too much of an imposing aura. After all, one had to conduct oneself appropriately in society, and it was to leave some leeway when speaking. However, just as Ji Yu Ling was prepared to say something, Ji Yu Mingqi stopped him. Those beautiful peach blossom-like pupils rested on Lin Dong's body, as she said in a soft voice, "Little Yang is usually able to judge a person pretty well. She knows that the martial gathering is imminent. If we were to chase Mo Dao away, it would lead to a great loss for our Ji Yu clan. Yet, she's still determined to do so. From the looks of it, she seems to be very confident in this Lin Dong. However, this Lin Dong has just advanced to the profound life stage. Although this can be considered pretty good, there's still quite a gap between him and Mo Dao." Ji Yu Ling replied while frowning. "Who knows?" Ji Yu Mingqi faintly smiled. She looked deeply at Lin Dong as she spoke. "Furthermore, even if he isn't Mo Dao's opponent, there will be no loss on our side. After all, if he loses, Little Yang will have nothing else to say, and will have to give up on this train of thought." Upon hearing her words, Ji Yu Ling and the other two hesitated for a while, before nodding their heads. The matter before them was indeed something that could not be resolved by words alone. Naturally, since that was the case, it was best for them to show their worth. If Lin Dong really had the ability to defeat Mo Dao, it would be a great bargain for their Ji Yu clan. Under the attention of the numerous surrounding gazes, the expression on Mo Dao's face stiffened. Quickly after, his eyes rapidly turned gloomy and sinister. A strange laughter resounded from his throat, before he turned his gaze towards Lin Dong, as his lips cracked open into a grin. "You've got guts. HMPH, let me see today exactly what qualifications do you have to ask me, Mo Dao, to scram." Mo Dao stared at Lin Dong in a cold and sinister manner as he slowly said, "If you are truly that capable, I have no qualms in passing the external helper position to you. However, if you're just an empty vessel, don't blame me for making you pay a price for your rudeness. Please." Lin Dong met Mo Dao's sinister and cold gaze, as he cupped his hands and smiled. A chilling glint flashed within Mo Dao's eyes, as abnormally vigorous and violent Yuan power slowly swept out from his body. Upon seeing this, the surrounding crowd hurriedly retreated. Mo Dao waved his sleeve, causing a 1,000-feet-wide circle to appear on the ground. Pointing at the circle, he said indifferently, "I will not bully you. When we cross hands later, if you're able to force me out of this circle, it'll be considered your win." The arrogance in Mo Dao's statement was difficult to conceal. He was quite well known within the Heaven Wind Sea region. Not only was Lin Dong's strength inferior, he did not have any reputation at all. This undoubtedly made him believe that the Lin Dong was trying to use his fame and reputation to springboard himself. After all, Lin Dong would not really be affected regardless of the outcome of the match. Upon hearing this, Lin Dong was slightly taken aback, and tried to restrain himself from laughing. Thinking about it, he understood what Mo Dao's train of thought. This person cared too much about his fame and reputation, and did not understand that one should go all out even when handling a small matter. Such a mindset was undoubtedly pretty stupid. "Up to you." Lin Dong shook his head. He did not wish to be overly entangled with Mo Dao here. Peak of the initial profound life stage, this was definitely not weak. However, with regards to his current self, it was indeed difficult to feel threatened by Mo Dao. In such a confrontation, it was better to end the fight as quickly as possible. Mo Dao smiled faintly, as he folded his arms. He assumed that Lin Dong's momentum had already dropped a notch. Later, once he displayed some of his ability, Lin Dong would only be able to dejectedly leave Martial Gathering Island. After that, Gu Yang should clearly understand that the Gu clan would only be able to achieve a desirable result in this martial gathering with his help. If not, they would definitely end up in last place. Since both parties have negotiated their terms, let the fight commence. The victor will be the external helper of our Gu clan. However, it would be for the best that both parties stop once a victor is decided. Gu Mengqi's gentle voice rang out. Lin Dong faintly nodded his head, before slowly stepping forward. Following his footsteps, boundless yuan power fluctuations were faintly discernible as they radiated outwards. This degree of fluctuation was indeed much stronger than before. It seemed that advancing to the profound life stage was indeed quite an improvement for Lin Dong. When Mo Dao felt the yuan power fluctuations radiating from Lin Dong's body, his eyebrows raised a little. Immediately, a chilling glow flashed within his eyes. Taking a step forward, whooshing sounds were abruptly heard, as he made an unexpected first attack. Swish! Mo Dao was extremely quick. In a flash, he appeared in front of Lin Dong. His palms moved in a profound trajectory, as boundless yuan power instantly erupted. Wave-breaking bone-splitting palm. Blue light erupted crazily from Mo Dao's palms. In the next instant, sounds akin to wave surging rang out, as the boundless yuan power transformed into surging waves behind his back. With astonishing momentum, it furiously swatted at Lin Dong. It had to be said that Mo Dao was indeed very powerful. This move of his was sufficient to cause most initial profound life stage experts to retreat miserably. It was clear why the Gu clan had invited him as an external helper. However, it was a pity that Lin Dong was also no ordinary person. The tidal palm attack that glowed blue rumbled as it swept forth, while it rapidly expanded in Lin Dong's eyes. At this moment, green light erupted from the surface of Lin Dong's body. Extending his right palm, faint green dragon light tattoos started to appear on the skin of his arm. Boom! Lin Dong's arm was completely extended, with no intention of retreating or evading. Instead, it stabbed straight into the towering blue light waves that were sweeping over. With a twirl of his hand, it turned into a fist, and smashed heavily into the vicious palm winds that Mo Dao had hidden within the towering waves. A low and deep noise abruptly resounded from the point of contact. In the next moment, a violent gale suddenly devastated the area, causing cracks as thick as an arm to rapidly spread across the ground. Snort! The gale explosively burst outwards, as Mo Dao's expressions changed slightly, and a soft snort emerged from his throat. He had taken half a step back, and his expression was a little ugly. It was clear that he had slightly lost out in this exchange. Such brute power. Mo Dao gave a cold snort. However, before his voice could fade, his pupils violently contracted. A green light had shot towards him like a lightning bolt. Fierce and berserk fist images containing violent power violently smashed and enveloped the vital parts of his body like a storm. Upon seeing this, Mo Dao's eyes narrowed. With a twist of his hands, boundless yuan power transformed into a gigantic water whirlpool. Lin Dong's fist images smashed on its surface and were instantly dispelled by the yuan power whirlpool. Just brute force alone is nothing to be worried about. Mo Dao laughed coldly. The strength Lin Dong's physical body possessed had indeed made him somewhat apprehensive. However, in his opinion, it was still too superficial. As long as he had the appropriate response, such power would not have much effect. Really? Lin Dong appeared to smirk condescendingly. In the next instant, his eyes suddenly turned cold, as the 5 fingers of his right hand suddenly formed a strange set of seals. At the same time, bright and resplendent green light exploded. Boundless yuan power swept out like a storm, causing several people to experience difficulty breathing. Martial Emperor Law, Martial Emperor's soul-shattering seal. Lin Dong's eyes were ice cold. His left hand turned into a fist seal as a punch blasted out. Behind him, a gigantic illusory figure was faintly discernible the moment the punch was released. 1,000-layered wave technique, 1,000-layered hole. Mo Dao's pupils shrunk a little due to the illusory figure behind Lin Dong. In the next moment, he felt a slight unease within his heart. He did not dare to be the slightest bit slow as he moved his body. All of the yuan power within his body screamed out, transforming into a gigantic 1,000 feet large whirlpool. A frightening killing force emanated from within the whirlpool. Bang! However, it made no difference to Lin Dong. His fist seal rumbled out. Without any gaudiness, a punch slammed into the whirlpool. "You courting death?" Upon seeing this, Mo Dao instantly sneered as he mocked. With a thought, the whirlpool immediately revolved frantically. The twisting killing force was pushed to the limit in an attempt to twist Lin Dong's arm into a bloody pulp. Creak creak. Ear-piercing rubbing noises rang out continuously from within the whirlpool, while sparks sputtered out, but Lin Dong's expression remained unchanged. He merely stared at Mo Dao, who was behind the whirlpool, as his mouth cracked open to form a grin. Break! Green light suddenly erupted. Like a meteor streaking across the horizon, it pierced the gigantic whirlpool. In the next instant, cracks rapidly appeared on the surface of the large whirlpool, and with a final bang, it exploded apart. Mo Dao's defense had collapsed under Lin Dong's fist. What? Upon seeing this scene, Mo Dao's expression immediately drastically changed, turning increasingly ugly when the glowing green fist seal, which had pierced through the whirlpool, shot towards him without slowing. Quickly after, the tip of his foot pushed off the ground, causing his body to soar into the air, in an attempt to evade the formidable fist seal. However, just as he lifted off the ground, the smile on Lin Dong's lips grew even increasingly obvious. Raising his head, he stared at Mo Dao as a crafty look flitted across his eyes. Freeze! A low inaudible noise softly emerged from Lin Dong's mouth. Subsequently, everyone saw Mo Dao, who was about to display a vigorous body technique to evade Lin Dong's attack, suddenly freeze in midair. Bang! The instant his body froze, the glowing green fist seal arrived. Under the shocked gazes from the surrounding crowd, it violently smashed into Mo Dao's chest. A low and deep muffled sound echoed in the air, as Mo Dao's face instantly turned deathly pale. In the end, he groaned as a mouthful of fresh blood spurted out, and his body flew backwards like a cannonball, before miserably landing on the ground. The sole of his feet gouged a 1,000 feet long line on the ground, before he was finally able to barely stabilize his body. Thanks for the win. Lin Dong looked at the miserable Mo Dao, and said with a faint smile. Upon hearing this, Mo Dao hurriedly lowered his head, only to see that his feet had stopped outside the boundary of the circle he had drawn earlier. At once, his expression turned as ugly as it could. While Mo Dao's expression turned ugly, faint sounds of shock and astonishment rang out around them. The faces of Ji Yuling, Ji Yumenqi and the rest finally became completely serious. The fight had ended way faster than everyone had expected. Therefore, while everyone anticipated the continuation of this intense fight, they discovered that the fight was already finished. In addition, the result was rather unexpected. Astonished gazes shot one after another at Mo Dao, whose face was alternating between green and white. It was a long while later, before the crowd finally recovered, and shocked uproar faintly rang out. Ji Yu Yang, Ji Yu Ya, and their group did not express much astonishment as they witnessed this scene unfold before them. Lin Dong had already possessed an astonishing level of combat ability when he was at the 9 Yuan Nirvana stage. Now that he had advanced to the profound life stage, it would probably be very difficult to find someone of equal ability in this cultivation stage. Although Mo Dao was not weak, he obviously could not compete with Lin Dong. Furthermore, he had embraced the mentality of underestimating his enemy since the beginning. This fellow, Ji Yu Ling and the two other older generation members of the Ji Yu clan glanced at Mo Dao with grave expressions, whose face had contorted unsightly, before looking at the faintly smiling Lin Dong. Subsequently, they looked at each other, and saw the shock within their eyes. Although the exchange had happened in a flash, they were still able to sense that Lin Dong had been in an absolutely dominant position throughout the match. As for Mo Dao, he had practically been dragged around by the nose. The superior individual could be identified in a single glance. We've indeed underestimated this person. Ji Yumenqi stared strangely at Lin Dong, before smiling faintly. Looks like what Ji Yu Yang had said earlier was indeed true. Lin Dong's true combat capability had indeed exceeded the strength he had on the surface. It was no wonder that he could already defeat experts at the initial profound life stage before even breaking through to the profound life stage. She was clearly aware of Mo Dao's strength. If she was the one who had fought, although she would be able to defeat Mo Dao, it was practically impossible for her to achieve such a clean victory. After all, Mo Dao was still an expert at the peak of the initial profound life stage. Elder Sis Mengqi, Uncle Ji Yu Ling. Do you now believe all that I've said? A smile appeared on Ji Yu Yang's cool and elegant face as she spoke out. Upon hearing her words, Ji Yu Ling and the other two could only helplessly nod their heads. They had already made it clear earlier, and Lin Dong had also defeated Mo Dao. Therefore, they had nothing else to say. Wait! Just as they nodded their head, Mo Dao, who still wore an ugly expression on his face, finally could not help but shout. Clenching his teeth, he tried to explain, I was only a little careless earlier. Mo Dao, the rules were set by you. If you were to renege on your own terms, don't you think that it'll sully the name of your Earthsea sect? Ji Yu Yang's expression turned chilly as she spoke out coldly. Mo Dao was a little taken aback, as his gaze swept around, and saw the slightly strange expressions of the Ji Yu clan disciples around them. When they noticed his gaze, all of them looked away. Upon seeing this scene, Mo Dao involuntarily clenched his fists tightly. He looked towards Ji Yu Ling and the other two and said, could it be that you truly want a person of unknown origin to become the external helper of your Ji Yu clan? Cough, Ji Yu Ling coughed dryly, his expression was a little awkward. Ha ha. Brother Mo Dao, there's no need to get angry. Naturally, the stronger the external helper of our Ji Yu clan, the better it would be. Previously, if you had defeated Lin Dong, no one will be able to object. However, the result is already clearly shown before our eyes. Therefore, Ji Yu Mingqi's gentle voice contained a somewhat apologetic tone as she replied him. However, Brother Mo Dao can stay on Martial Gathering Island for the time being, and spectate the martial gathering. Our clan will naturally treat you as an honored guest. Ji Yu Mingqi's words left no loopholes, and her voice was gentle. This left Mo Dao with no response, as his face alternated between white and green. After a while, he violently swung his sleeve. A sneer appeared on his face as he looked toward Lin Dong and said, okay, since you want him be your external helper, I'll wait and see if he has any capability at all. HMPH, the martial gathering won't be like this, the rules won't allow any cheap tricks. These rules were set by you. Ji Yu Yang reminded him, while scrunching her umber-black brows. Mo Dao turned sluggish, as flames of anger erupted within his heart. However, he spoke no further, and only snorted on the spot, before retreating slightly. Brother Lin Dong, perhaps our clan will have to rely heavily on you in this martial gathering. Ji Yu Mingqi displayed a faint smile towards Lin Dong as she spoke. Lin Dong smiled, and shot a look at this Ji Yu Mingqi. This lady seemed gentle, however, she was very capable. If not, it would be difficult to silence Mo Dao with just words alone. Miss Mingqi is too polite. I've received the invitation of Miss Ji Yu Yang to come here as an external helper. As long as you're able to fulfill my conditions, I'll naturally do my best. Lin Dong did not attempt to gain any familiarity with her. Although Ji Yu Yang had not given an in-depth explanation, he was able to feel the importance of the 3 quotas to the Ji Yu clan. Previously, Ji Yu Yang had agreed that if he was to help them win the champion position, he would be given 1 quota. However, Ji Yu Yang was obviously not able to represent the Ji Yu clan. Therefore, the matter of the remuneration had to be made clear to prevent undesirable incidents from happening later. Conditions. Ji Yu Mingqi was obviously rather astute, and had immediately picked up on the important point within Lin Dong's words. Shooting a look at Ji Yu Yang, she asked with a smile, may I know what conditions did little Yang promised brother Lin Dong? A quota to enter the chaotic tower. Lin Dong shot a look at Ji Yu Yang, whose cheeks were tightening up, before replying with a smile. The moment his words faded, he could see that Ji Yu Mingqi, Ji Yu Ling and the rest were immediately stunned. Quickly after, their expressions changed somewhat. Brother Lin Dong, even if our Ji Yu clan becomes the champion, There are only 3 quotas. Gu Mengqi's umber black brows wrinkled as she spoke out with difficulty. Why not Brother Lin Dong decide on something else? Xian Yuan pills, martial arts, spirit treasures. I believe our Gu clan will be able to promise whatever you ask for. Lin Dong shrugged. It seemed like this was indeed not something that Gu Yang could simply decide upon. Fortunately, he had sought clarification now. If not, a scuffle would be unavoidable later on. I'm sorry. I want a quota. If you're unable to accept it, I think it's better that I leave now. Lin Dong's words were not overly polite. This was originally a business transaction. He would help the Gu clan become the champion, and the Gu clan would give him a quota to enter the chaotic tower. This was an extremely fair trade. It seemed that Gu Mengqi and the rest did not expect Lin Dong to be so blunt about this matter, causing their foreheads to scrunch up at this moment. With regards to the Gu clan, the 3 quotas were already very scarce. If they were to give one to Lin Dong, there really won't be enough left. Ha ha, your appetite is not small. Miss Mengqi, looks like this time round, you've found an incomparably greedy big-bellied wolf. Upon seeing this scene, Mo Dao, who had retreated, could not help but sneer and ridicule. Lin Dong tilted his head and looked at Mo Dao, before nodding his head, as he earnestly said, my appetite is indeed not small. However, if Brother Mo Dao has the confidence to help you obtain victory over Shintu Ju, it would be much better for him to be the external helper. When the name Shintu Ju entered his ears, Mo Dao's expression instantly turned somewhat unnatural and not a single word exited his mouth. From the looks of it, he clearly understood the disparity between his ability and the tyrannical figure that was ranked 3rd within the younger generation of the Heaven Wind Sea region. He was confident in helping the Gu clan achieve good results. However, it was absolutely impossible for him to snatch the position of martial gathering champion from Shintu Ju. You mean that you have the qualifications to take the champion position from Shintu Ju's hands? Mo Dao's expression remained unnatural for a while before recovering, as he sneered. Upon hearing his words, Gu Mengqi, Gu Ling, and the rest turned their gazes over. Everyone knew that Shintu Ju of the Shintu clan was absolutely the most formidable person in this martial gathering. It was likely that no one in the 4 great clans would have the confidence to utter these words. I have a 50% chance. Lin Dong chuckled. He had yet to meet the Iron Azura of the Shintu clan, whose fame and reputation resounded throughout the Heaven Wind Sea region, hence his words were not so certain. From the information he had obtained from Gu Yang, Shintu Ju should currently possess the strength of the advanced profound life stage. This was indeed rather tyrannical. If Lin Dong had not broken through to the profound life stage, it might be hard for Lin Dong to defeat him. However, it was different now. However, even though the chances Lin Dong had given were still somewhat conservative, he still clearly felt the dumbfounded looks from the crowd. Mo Dao had even lost himself in laughter, as mockery filled his face. He probably thought that Lin Dong was just boasting. However, Lin Dong did not mind their reactions, and continued to look at Gu Mengqi and the rest, as he smiled and said, I've already made things very clear. It's up to yourselves whether or not you chose to trust me. However, my conditions will not change. If it's not possible, I'll leave now and not bother you anymore. Gu Mengqi, Gu Ling, and the rest looked at each other in the eye. They were truly unable to believe that the person before them would actually dare to claim to have a 50% chance of taking the champion position from Shintu Ju's hands. Elder Sister Mengqi, please believe him. If we're unable to become the champion, we wouldn't get a single quota. Furthermore, Lin Dong has said he doesn't want any other reward. If things do not work out, we will not suffer any losses. Does Elder Sister Mengqi really believe that just us alone will be able to take on Shintu Ju? Gu Yang walked to Gu Mengqi's side, and said in a low voice. A complicated expression appeared on Gu Mengqi's face, as her gaze met Gu Ling's and the other 2. After a while, she replied, Brother Lin Dong, we are unable to decide on this matter. Why not you have some rest on Martial Gathering Island first? Before the start of the Martial Gathering, we'll give you an answer. Will that be all right? Deal. However, if I do not receive a definite answer when the Martial Gathering starts, I'll leave immediately. Lin Dong said with a faint smile. Ji Mengqi smiled bitterly and nodded her head. Only at this time did she feel how hard it was to deal with Lin Dong. This fellow was truly obstinate. The Five Clans martial gathering was a pretty big event in the Heaven Wind Sea region. Therefore, more and more experts converged on Martial Gathering Island in the following days. It was extremely spectacular and lively, and from this, one could see the rallying power of the five great clans within the Heaven Wind Sea region. However, since his arrival on Martial Gathering Island, Lin Dong did not go out and instead chose to quietly stay within the guest room arranged by the Ji clan. He quietly trained, compacting the boundless yuan power that was conspicuously superficial due to its drastic increase after his breakthrough. Being an external helper, the Ji clan had obviously attached some importance to him. While he trained, not only was Ji sent to take care of him, they even allowed to Ji to deliver 20,000 Xian Yuan pills, saying it was for Lin Dong's usage during his training. This level of service showed the generosity of a great clan. As for those Xian Yuan pills, Lin Dong did not hold back, and completely received everything that came his way. Naturally, his heart would not be shaken by such favors. If the Ji clan was unable to bear parting with a quota for the chaotic tower, he would leave immediately. Time passed rapidly as he peacefully trained. After 5 days, the martial gathering also quietly arrived. Rays of light illuminated the quiet room. Lin Dong was silently seated, while hundreds of Xian Yuan pills orbited around him. Waves of pure energy accompanied by thin strands of life qi radiated out of them, before finally pouring into Lin Dong's body like an unending stream. Kai Kai. Energy rapidly poured out from the Xian Yuan pills. As the energy within them was absorbed, the Xian Yuan pills transformed into dust at an astonishing rate, before falling gently from the air. When the final Xian Yuan pill had transformed into dust, Lin Dong's faintly shut eyes slowly opened. A brilliant glint flashed in the depths of his eyes, before rapidly dissipating. Creak. When Lin Dong's training session was completed, the door was gently pushed open, as a little head popped in. Seeing that Lin Dong had already withdrew from his cultivation state, the little girl could not help but sigh in relief, before saying with a smile, "Big brother Lin Dong, elder sister Mengqi wants me to bring you to the discussion hall." Oh. Lin Dong's brows were slightly raised. Looks like the Ji clan was going to give him a reply. He did not know if these fellows were more willing to give him one of the 3 quotas. If they were not willing, he would have quite a headache. After all, it was not easy for him to have found an opportunity to repair the stone talisman, and he did not want to easily give up such a chance. Let's go. Lin Dong rose to his feet, smiled at Guya, and walked out of the room. Big brother Lin Dong, Guya, who was following beside Lin Dong, thought for a while, before suddenly speaking out in a low voice, "If our Ji clan isn't able to give you a satisfactory answer, you should just follow what you have already decided to do." Lin Dong was startled for a moment, before gently smiling and nodding his head. This last sure was overly kind. It was unexpected that she was able to speak up for him at such a time. The two walked within the gigantic manor. After quite a while, they finally stopped outside an extremely spacious room. Guya pushed the door open, and Lin Dong saw that there were several figures within. From their postures, he could tell that the atmosphere was rather solemn. As the door was pushed open, the sounds of discussion stopped, and the people within turned their heads around to look at the tall and straight youth standing outside the entrance. At this moment, they seemed to narrow their eyes. Lin Dong took a quick look at the great hall, and walked in without any change in expression. His gaze swept across the great hall. Not only were Ji Yang, Ji Mengqi, as well as Ji Ling and the Ji clan older generation present, there were also quite a few unfamiliar faces. However, from the looks of it, they should be people with some status within the Ji clan. Lin Dong's gaze finally came to a stop at the chief's seat. There was a brown-robed elder there. The elder had a pair of deep-set eyes, and a brilliance sparkled within them. Around his body, boundless and vigorous yuan power could be faintly discernible as it radiated, causing faint vibrations in the surrounding space. Perfect profound life stage. Lin Dong's eyes focused on the brown-robed old man's body. From the overbearing aura that was faintly discernible around the latter, Lin Dong was able to sense which cultivation level he was at. Even an expert of this stage has come. As expected of one of the 5 great clans, Lin Dong muttered in his heart. This brown-robed old man was clearly the person with the highest status here. While thoughts circulated in Lin Dong's mind, his gaze suddenly shifted to the brown-robed old man's side. There stood a man dressed in white clothes. The man was rather handsome, however, his handsome face was currently rather pale. From his dispirited aura, it was obvious that he had suffered extremely serious injuries. Jiyu Yunqian? Lin Dong took another look at this white-clothed man, as he guessed his identity. This person should be the most outstanding amongst the younger generation of the Jiyu clan, Jiyu Yunqian. Ha ha, you should be the external helper that little Yang has invited, little friend Lin Dong. While Lin Dong was sizing up the pale-faced man, the brown-robed elder softly chuckled, and sent a kind smile towards Lin Dong before speaking. This old man is Jiyu Shou, a Jiyu clan elder. Upon hearing this, Lin Dong did not have the slightest negligence, and courteously cupped hands towards the old man while replying, "Greetings, Elder Jiyu Shou." Jiyu Shou smiled as he waved his hand. His abnormally shrewd gaze slowly swept across Lin Dong. After a moment, he said, "I've already heard about the matter. Little friend Lin Dong, you should also know how valuable a quota to enter the Chaotic Tower is, and it is extremely important to our clan. Is it possible for you to change your mind?" Lin Dong shook his head slightly. He looked straight at Jiyu Shou, and replied in a soft voice, "I only want a quota. I do not need anything else." Jiyu Shou frowned for a while, as whispers started to emerge from the surrounding Jiyu clan members. A few people were probably unhappy, as the quota was indeed too precious. "Elder Jiyu Shou, I wonder how confident your clan is of being able to clinch the champion position?" Lin Dong asked with a faint smile. "Our chances are less than 20%. Jiyu Shou replied after some hesitation. He was indeed very clear about this. With the strength of the younger generation of the Jiyu clan, it would be extremely difficult for them to achieve victory over the other 3 great clans, much less clinching the position of champion. Elder Jiyu Shou, if your Jiyu clan is unable to win the martial gathering, there's no need to talk about having 2 or 3 quotas. Your clan would not even have the right to enter the Chaotic Tower. Under this premise, isn't this discussion about whether you're willing to give a quota away thinking a little too far ahead?" When Lin Dong's words rang out, an uproar instantly arose in the Great Hall. Several Jiyu clan members had furious expressions. It was likely that believed that Lin Dong was belittling them. Jiyu Shou's forehead scrunched up, before he waved his hand, suppressing the discussions happening in the Great Hall. Staring at Lin Dong, he slowly said, "Although little friend Lin Dong's words are unpleasant to the ear, it is the truth. If we don't become the champion, our Jiyu clan would not even have the right to enter the Chaotic Tower, much less have a quota." As his words reached this point, Jiyu Shou paused for a while, as his gaze faintly flickered. "I've heard what Mengqi and the girls have said, that you have a 50% chance of defeating Shantu. As his words faded, the gazes in the Great Hall instantly locked onto Lin Dong. The majority of the gazes were filled with suspicion. The white-clothed man standing beside Jiyu Shou also raised his head at this moment. Although his aura was dispirited, one could still see his elegance. His gaze locked tightly onto Lin Dong. It was likely that he did not understand how Lin Dong could have such confidence. After all, even when he was at his peak condition, it was difficult to have even a 10% chance of beating Shantu. Yes. Under the attention of numerous gazes, Lin Dong remained expressionless as he slowly nodded his head. Jiyu Shou's eyes narrowed slightly, his gaze turning fiery as he stared at the silent Lin Dong. After a moment, he suddenly slowly extended his withered hand. Within his hand was a golden command token. "This is the command token of our Jiyu clan's external helper. Little friend Lin Dong, if you truly possess the capability you speak of, please take it. As for your conditions, it will be as you say." Following these words, an extremely strong yuan power pressure suddenly swept out from Jiyu Shou's body, completely enveloping the Great Hall. Under this pressure, the expressions of quite a few Jiyu clan members turned somewhat grave, their bodies felt as if they were being crushed by a heavy mountain, and were unable to move even a single inch. Anyone could see that Ji Yushou wanted to test Lin Dong's true strength. Gazes locked onto the thin figure of the youth within the great hall. Lin Dong tilted his head slightly, as if he was thinking about something, before a arc appeared on that youthful face. Boom boom. In the next moment, everyone could see the youth lift his leg, as he steadily started to walk forward. Whenever his foot landed on the ground, low and deep sounds were faintly discernible as they rang out, as if the earth was trembling. However, his forward movement did not pause, or even have the slightest trace of sluggishness. The pressure coming from a perfect profound life stage expert did not seem to have any suppression effect on him. Da. Lin Dong's footsteps finally stopped before Ji Yushou. Smiling faintly at the latter, he extended his hand. Under the gazes of Ji Yushou and the white-clothed man, he grabbed the golden command token. Happy to work with you. Lin Dong gripped the command token in his hand, before he raised his head and beamed at Ji Yushou. This video will end here.